Don't you know we're just starting? But you sure we got the clue how that this we go. Don't you know no more art? And as I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go to cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is Dspnews, the unreliable ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom and welcome to the Goutopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. No tagline. We are here with Snort Burnell, one of my favorites, DsPgaming, experimenting with half a monthly income. Ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, Phil has been in a sharp decline for a little while now. And not just on YouTube, because YouTube is its own situation in itself, essentially already dead. We're talking about with Twitch. Now, despite the very generous donations that Phil gets, the viewership's not there, and the interaction isn't really there. And that's because certain people were carrying the lion's share. More importantly than that, viewership, as I said before, is in a steady decline over there. He can barely hold on to 500 people. And then on a night where Almighty Tevin's streaming, praise be Almighty, he's dwindling even further. When Tevin can stream and have 4 Daves worth on his stream, he's doing a good thing. You know what I mean? It's Dave can't compare, especially when he's going up against that. So because of that, frustration sets in. The begging starts to ramp up. It's a pretty hard time for Phil. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's see what his financial situation is. Let's see what the benchmarks are going to be for how he's going to find a solution for it, and how, more importantly, the fan base is going to compensate for their Lord and Savior, or Lord and Snout. Whichever. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG network and productions. You guys all know the slogan. Time to watch me work.
Warning, what you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Alright, sounds good to me.
Oh my god, what new nasty, disgusting shit do I have to do today or deal with today in order to make a buck?
The only other thing I want to talk about before we move on here, funny thing, I guess some news site on the internet, I don't know who they are, I never heard of them, apparently wrote an article about how Fortnite players are angry. Fortnite players are very angry, everyone. And as we know, Fortnite is such a epic game that really has formulated modern gaming, that it's such a huge cultural thing. We really need to be talking about every aspect of Fortnite at every possible moment. So, what a pertinent article that this article is. But anyway, this article is basically stating Fortnite players are very angry.
Well, to be truthful, Fortnite has become a very large part of pop culture and whatnot, to the point where you have classes in school that teaches kids how to dance as some of their favorite characters do in Fortnite. That's insane. That's absolutely fucking insane. So it is a bit pertinent when it comes to pop culture, which is something Phil's supposed to be familiar with. But as you guys know, Phil has to basically give his 2 cents on everybody. And when he does, it's almost always negative, especially Fortnite. He's hated Fortnite for a long time. He had an opportunity to jump on it early and make something for himself, but he didn't, and other people did, and they put the time in. They got themselves popular. They continued to grow the game and make the game popular, and by then he didn't want to play the game because he felt like it was selling out. But more importantly than that, he doesn't have the skill set, the reactions, and the reflexes to play it properly, and he's intimidated by the building aspect. He's an idiot. He couldn't even put his own ladies and gentlemen, this is a person who, when he moved to Seattle, he actually had the movers put his bed together because he couldn't do it himself. Think about that for a minute. The movers bring all of your shit in. I remember hearing this on a Tevin stream. Even now, it still makes me chuckle. He has the movers bring all their stuff, all of him and Panda's stuff in, and he's looking at it and like, oh shit, I can't put this bed together. Hey guys, would you guys do this for me? Now, what exactly was the compensation for that? I would have thought he would have had to throw a couple bucks at them to do it. There was two of them. I think there's two movers, maybe three, but there probably at least two. They probably could have had it done in about 20 minutes. Tevin jokingly says maybe he agreed to shout out their moving company. Hey guys, I'm a really big YouTuber, you know what I'm saying, I'm Darkside Phil. I can shout you guys out and you guys can get more business. Whichever the case may be, you couldn't even put your own bed together. But that does not top flying your parents from Connecticut to Seattle to fix your toilet. Nothing compares to that. That is the ultimate level of fucking laziness and incompetence. Above all else. Let's continue.
Angry. Okay, they're angry. Arr. They're angry because the game allows you to play with mouse and keyboard. And people who are playing on console with gamepads are saying, well, it's not fair. Mouse and keyboard players are getting a better advantage because mouse and keyboard is a much more precise and quicker way to aim when you play these kind of shooter games. So it's completely unfair. I'm bringing this up because this game site, who again I've never heard before, used a screenshot of me.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. Oh my god. Ah! Oh! No, that's disgusting. That is really nasty.
Playing Fortnite from last year. It was actually last fall when Fortnite was a new release, because the reason I could tell, it's me on webcam with my old headphones, my old Astro A40s, the white ones. Now, I've had my Astro A40s, my new ones, the blue ones, since the fall of last year. So they actually took a screenshot of me playing this game for no reason and used it as, like, the thumbnail or the picture for their article. And people have been messaging me overnight and tweeting me saying, Phil, why are you here? It's like, number one, you don't even play Fortnite. And number two, when the hell did you ever care about mouse and keyboard in Fortnite? Like, why did they take your picture to use for their article? Okay. Well, the bottom line is, guys, it's just something silly. I don't care. I think it's funny. Because, most likely, what they probably did, they just rushed and searched on the internet. Let me type in, I need a Fortnite screenshot or something. For some reason, it brought up one of my videos or a thumbnail of one of my videos. I have no idea why that would have been. I really don't. Why on earth it would...
Alright, first things first. This right here is the example. This is the cultural example of how Phil is looked upon on the internet. And he knows it. He knows it. That's the reason why he brought it up, because he's trying to vent without making himself look like a total asshole and why he was targeted in the first place. If you want to call it him being targeted. Phil is your typical fucking angry, over the goddamn hill gamer. He's a shut-in. He's a muppet. He's your typical fucking idiot who never learned how to grow up. So when it comes to Fortnite, and it comes to just bad players, they probably looked through and they were like, well, who's the fucking toilet of the gaming community? And someone was like, Darkside Phil. And they were like, fair enough, show me a video, show me what this guy has to offer. Less than 5 minutes, they were like, perfect, take the screenshot, that's gonna be the header for our article. That's what I would have done. And that's where Phil falls in, and he knows it. But he has to play this act like, oh, I don't know why they chose me. They just Google searched it. That's how they found me. You know, like you're the first person who comes up if you Google Fortnite. Really, Phil? Really, Phil? No, Phil. Not at all. Him trying to stay face, but that right there must suck. You sit there and call yourself a fucking gamer, but you're not even an inside joke. You're a joke amongst gamers. And you can never escape that. Wow.
Brought up a link from one of my streams. I have no clue. That doesn't make any sense because I've played Fortnite so little that it doesn't even make sense that I would be the one that it brings it up, right? So it is what it is. I think it's just silly. But yeah, that's why some people you might see today might be coming into the stream and say, Phil, I didn't know you played Fortnite so much, and stuff like that. Do you want to play the fucking game?
The shameless plugs, the shameless promotion segment, which I do once a day. let's get started with some quick plugs, all right? And the plugs are kind of important today, guys, because I do need your help. That's constantly begging.
Right now, I'm kind of in a bind. Financially, I'm pretty screwed over. All my bills just cleared, and my bank account is pretty much at zero.
I beg all the time.
And I got 2 more bills that need to clear, but I'm not getting paid from YouTube until tomorrow, and then it takes like a day to clear. So basically, my bank account's going to be overdrafted. I just got the warning notice. It sucks. I got the warning notice yesterday. I was like, oh shit. And I went to my PayPal. I was like, oh, here's some tips people have been sending me. And I put them into my bank account. I was like, okay, this will maybe cover it. But then I got another notice. Oh, another bill's clearing. And then I realized the condo dues here are going to clear. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
Give me your money.
Now, listen to how greedy this son of a bitch is. Let's say to that day, the day that we're talking about in question, is Tuesday. So he got a notification on Monday that, hey, your bills are about to come due. He's like, I get paid on Wednesday, tomorrow. I get paid tomorrow. But I want you guys to pay me today so I can get these bills cleared out. He's getting paid tomorrow. But he doesn't want to give up his precious YouTube money. He wants all of your money to pay his bills. Literally, when he only has to wait another day. Another fucking day. And he can have it taken care of. But he wants your money right now. This is why people fucking dislike this guy. Because that is one of the ultimate scummy moves. To ask for money knowing when you've already admitted that you have money coming in the next day. Or in a couple hours. Or whatever the case may be. And if you think he's not enough of a slime ball that he wouldn't ask for you guys to pay a $200 bill, even though he's gonna get paid literally in the next 2 or 3 hours, think again. This proves it. This is fucking disgusting fucking behavior. And people continue to fall for it. People still believe in him. People still trust him. Despite this nonsense. Amazing. Absolutely fucking amazing. DSP News.
Basically, I'm between a rock and a hard place, you know? It looks like I'm gonna get overdrafted. But if you guys tip me, it helps me dramatically.
Oh my god, dude, just shut up. Just shut up and stop whining. Ugh. Why? Because when you tip me, I get those funds right away. And those funds I put right into the bank account. I actually can transfer them right in to stop this from happening. Okay? Problem is I need more money. I need fucking money somehow. You know? I'm so low on money. He's a greedy asshole. Disgusting beggar. Shoutouts!
First of all, we had Last Rambo who did 100-bit cheer. He says, I have 2 questions. Would it not make more sense to go back to the shorter video format since they bring in more revenue? And looking at your history with YouTube and the problems you faced in regards to slander, would you have applied for another job immediately after you were laid off and have YouTube as a side job?
McDonald's.
First of all, Last Rambo. You're asking, would it make more sense to go back to shorter videos since they bring in more revenue? I don't know if they bring in more revenue. I was told they do because, number one, you get 1 ad per short video. So if I upload, I don't know, let's say... So
as some of you guys can tell, this is a bit of a classic and whatnot. This is when he transitioned over from shorter videos to longer videos early on. So this might be... Let's see. We're in October now, so this must have been back in like maybe August, I guess. But in any case, I don't know if it'll be more profitable. When theoretically it would take probably like 3 to 6 months for the system to kind of get acclimated to what he's doing anyway. And yet again, he should know that, but he does know that, I think, honestly. I think it's just a sense of laziness and a sense of uncertainty. Let me give you guys a really bad example, but it's an example nonetheless. Think about people who are on drugs, right? And who go through withdrawal. Like, I like to watch Drugs Inc. every once in a while. And you see people who could stop. They could stop, some of them, but they're scared of going through withdrawal and, you know, the pain and everything that kind of comes with. And if your withdrawal is severe enough, it could kill you. But it depends on, obviously, what the substance is and how long you've been using it and so on and so forth. You got someone who's been on something for like a decade. Shit, withdrawal might kill them. But in any case, it's something as easy as that, you know what I'm saying, in some cases. Go ahead, go through withdrawal. It's about 72 hours. For some people, it's a little bit longer. But they say, you know, rule of thumb is about 72 hours or so. and then they can try to help you ease off of it in other ways after you break through the 72 hours, just trying to get it out of your system. But people are scared to death of it. Phil is an example of that. He's an example of someone who could have broke the format of 10-minute videos and transitioned to 30-minute videos, 45-minute videos years ago, and he wouldn't do it. So now he's scared to death to do it because he knows what the consequence is going to be. He knows it's going to be lower viewership and there's not going to be nearly as many ads. But he's such an idiot and he believes that his fan base are such idiots that he can run back and complain to them and they'll just throw money at him. Because if not, what idiot would ask his fan base to give him money to cover a bill when he's going to be paid tomorrow? Dspnews.
13 videos for 3 hours of gameplay versus if I only upload one video that only gets 7 ads. Well, obviously there was 13 ads versus 7 ads. So you would think, essentially, I am going to get more for the 13 short videos than I would get for the one long one. Or maybe not. I don't know, because I don't think there's any actual factual data out there. No one sat down on a channel and said, well, gee, if for a month I upload 10-minute long videos versus for a month if I upload 2-hour-long videos, which is more profitable? I don't think anyone ever did that research, and YouTube has no data and don't provide any data on that kind of stuff, okay? The reason that I went back to short videos last year after having longer videos on YouTube was because of what's called an engagement statistic. So if you're not aware what this means, okay, YouTube has this thing called viewer engagement. What percentage of a video does someone watch before they either close the video or skip something in the video? And the higher that statistic is, the better chance you have of getting more ads or better ads, supposedly. Again, this is all kind of hearsay based on people's personal experience versus anything written down or documented. So, last year, Machinima, when I was still with Machinima, a long time ago now, said, oh, you need to go back to having shorter videos because your engagement is really low.
Is that penne meme? That penne meme. I prefer a penne. I prefer a penne.
Now, there's a bit of a half-truth in all this. Theoretically. Yes, having shorter videos are more digestive and people are more likely to watch them. But he's forgetting a rather crucial part of his engagement, which is his comment section. The likes and dislikes being disabled every once in a while. Back then, his having related channels up, because he was always pissed off that detractors used to come up in his related channels, so he would keep resetting it. And as you do that, you basically throw yourself out of the algorithm for a while until you can get acclimated back in. All of these things encompass his downfall and what ended up basically killing his channel from an engagement standpoint, which in turn kept him from profitable ads. So in truth, at this even up to this very moment, the ads that he has could be subpar compared to what he could have, but he doesn't want to take the steps because, yet again, his arrogance and his fucking ego are so goddamn precious to him that he would literally rather be broke and ask kids to give them their lunch money, their Christmas money, their birthday money, instead of sucking up his fucking pride and let people actually engage with the goddamn video outside of watching it. He acts like, oh, you watching my video is a blessing. You don't need anything else besides that. Especially since the majority of his videos that do have the likes and dislikes are usually thumbed down all to hell anyway. Fucking idiot.
So I prefer a penis. And that's my new reality. And I just gotta understand that and live with it.
Like, your videos are like 30 minutes long, but your engagement average is like 8 minutes. So that's terrible. You need to shorten your videos to like 10 minutes, then you'll have 8-minute engagement out of 10, and that'll be a great 80% engagement, and you should get more ads. So I did that.
First off, no one's dumb enough to say that, because if you have a 30-minute video and people only watched 8 minutes of it, if you turn that shit into a 10-minute video, there's no guarantee that anybody would watch 8 minutes of it. They may only watch 2. So, yeah, that sounds like a lie. That sounds kind of like silly shit. It really does.
Did that actually positively affect me? I don't know. There's no data to prove anything. So I just kind of shrug and say, I don't know if it effectively has helped anything.
And there's always data on everything, especially as it pertains to money. There's a calculation and there's an equation and there's a result for everything. Just because he doesn't know who to ask or he doesn't know where to look or he doesn't know how to read it is one thing, but it's out there. Successful channels didn't stay successful for no reason.
I have no clue. Now, as of right now, on DsPgaming, I'm starting this experiment, right? I'm doing longer videos. This is what people have asked for years. They said, Phil, we don't want our inboxes flooded with 100 videos. We just want 2 or 3 videos a day of new content from you that we can watch on demand at our leisure, all right? And then we could go back to them at a future date or whatever and just resume from where we left off versus, you know, oh, what part am I on of this playthrough because it was 400 parts Phil uploaded today, right? So I'm doing what I've been asked for years. Like, literally for 5 straight years, this is what people have asked me to do, so I'm doing it. Alright? I don't know if this is going to hurt me dramatically or if this is going to benefit me. I'm just doing what people have asked for. Okay? And everyone tells me this is what every other YouTuber does. There's no reason for me to do videos in the way that I do them anymore. So, I'm behind the times. So, alright. I'll catch up. I'll do what people want. I'm listening to feedback. Here we go. So, I don't know what's going to happen. Already, overnight, someone contacted me and was like, Phil, are you aware that your longer videos aren't getting tons of ads? You should have more ads. And I'm like, well, I don't control that. That's what YouTube controls. Like, YouTube decides how many ads and what ads you get. I don't get to pick and choose what ads I get. You know what I mean? Like, it would be nice if I could say, okay, every 30 minutes, please run a 2-3 minute ad on my videos. That doesn't exist. So honestly, I don't know. You know, I don't know what the impact of these longer videos is going to be.
If that was the case, people would just use ad block. Excuse me. People would just use ad block. So that kind of defeats the purpose anyway. And there's a reason why they don't let, at least people like Phil anyway, handpick their ads, because obviously they're going to go for the bigger, better, and longer ads. But yet again, ad block comes into play. Next thing you know, that's not going to even be a factor in that equation. Then the YouTube itself won't see a need to give you those better ads because no one's watching them. Apparently, Phil took that or didn't take that into consideration. Dspnews.
I hope here's what I'm hoping for. All right. Because I've gotten so much feedback over the years of people saying make longer videos, get rid of the short videos.
I'm hoping that now people will say, well, wow, I actually do like Phil and his content. What? What? But I never subscribed to the channel because he always flooded our inboxes. I'm going to subscribe for the first time, and I'm going to spread the word that he's making longer videos, which is what everyone wanted now. Now, people will finally come to DsPgaming for the first time in years and subscribe to the channel, and maybe actually start to watch the videos. Views, views, views. I don't want to be Mr. Views. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, because they're not annoyed that every 10 minutes it's a new video with a new ad, right? And maybe viewer engagement will go up, my videos will start to hit the YouTube search engine again, and people will start to come check out DsPgaming for the first time in a long time.
That is best case scenario. Will that actually happen? I don't know. I have no idea. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I've never done this before. I've never done hour-long, 2-hour-long gameplay videos ever. So, you know, all I can do is I can look at what happened over on KO Gaming, and what I can tell you is what was happening on KO Gaming, I was making $10 a day. But if you look at the viewership on KO Gaming, I was only getting about 1,000 views per video, and that's because I was doing summer downtime stuff, and because it wasn't DsPgaming. You know, a lot of the viewers from DsPgaming did not jump over to KO Gaming. When I start playing new releases tomorrow with We Happy Few and Madden, and I start to hopefully get more viewership, right? Will that equate to more profitability because the videos are longer? I have no idea. Phil, all the stuff you're saying is not going to help you. So I just kind of shrug. I don't know. We'll see, right? We'll see what happens, okay? So we'll see what happens, and we'll go from there, all right? I can't answer your question, Les Rambo, if the shorter or longer videos are going to benefit me. It could be something that's a process where we have to kind of sit and wait and see what happens, right? Versus something that's going to happen overnight. You know, it's pretty much impossible to tell. So, now the other half of your question, Last Rambo, he says, well, if you had known everything that was going to happen on YouTube, would you have kept or would you have gotten another job as your main job and then just did YouTube on the side?
No, I honestly think, Last Rambo, that if I had tried to get a job in Connecticut and then do YouTube as a side thing, it wouldn't have worked out. Laziness, I didn't want to do the bare minimum. I didn't want to come in.
How so? Explain to me how, if he wakes up at like 7, gets to work at 8, 8:30 even, works till 5, comes home, grabs a shower, eats some dinner, and starts streaming at like 6 or 7 until about 10 o'clock, that can't be successful. When you look at a Phil stream, for example, it's usually a couple hours worth of dead air anyway. So shortening them up might give more people more incentive to show up. And since you don't have 2 streams anymore, you only have 1, it also could be lucrative if you can get the people to show up. It's in a lot of ways it's less work. How he does not know that, though, is beyond me.
Feel bad if I keep on looking like a fucking slob. I'm good at lying.
I actually think the only way that I would have made ends meet then was to go gung-ho headfirst 100% into full-time YouTube and doing it the way that I did, and I think I did the right thing, alright? I do. I think I did the right thing.
I love begging. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life. I would not still be doing this if I hated it. If I absolutely hated my fucking job, I wouldn't do it anymore. And I'm very grateful to be able to do what I do for a living. And I love what I do working from home. God, I like what I do for a living and I want to keep doing it. The bottom line, guys, is I hope that I can continue to be here and entertain you and be honest with you about games on a daily basis, you know, forever. As long as I want to do it, as long as I'm capable of doing it. I love this. I am where I am, and I'm happy to at least know that where I am is somewhere that I'm okay with. I can wake up every morning and say I'm okay with who I am and what I do.
Although I will openly admit I made some mistakes over the years, not adopting direct capture and live streaming fast enough, right? Not becoming a more interactive content creator fast enough. I didn't see the trends early enough to jump on them and become a part of them. And because of that, I suffered. You know, I was always kind of lagging behind the curve. Now, I am trying to catch up. I'm trying to listen to feedback. I'm trying to change positively and do these things that can help, okay?
That guy is such a two-faced...
That's not true, because he's not implementing any of them correctly. 2, excuse me, because he doesn't watch, allegedly, any fellow YouTubers or streamers, he doesn't know what the trends that are going on currently, or at least the landscape. He thinks he knows, but he doesn't. And more importantly than that, even the changes that he made were all half-assed. You can't cover that up. You can't cover that up. If it looks like you're not putting any effort in, yet you want maximum payout, people are going to give you pushback on it. Phil is no different. Dspnews.
Fat piece of shit. He pisses me off. Like, I seriously hate people like that are so fucking dishonest and two-faced and will do anything to make a fucking nickel. He's disgusting. But no, I don't think it would have worked out. I think I actually did the best. In that situation, I think I actually did the best thing that I could possibly do. All right. Whoa, well, huge shout out to Kmarks and Spencer, but they took me $100. You are my bitch. Thank you for the free money, dummy. And you can lick my balls. And I'm not even exaggerating, guys. Right now, before I even continue with the stream, I'm literally going to go on my phone and put that money into my bank account. I was not kidding about the overdraft thing. I was being serious. I gotta get that money into my bank account immediately. Oh my God. It's terrible. Holy fucking shit. Relax. Some people just can't control themselves.
Now keep in mind, he has a couple of $1,000s coming the next day. You know, there's going to be a few $1,000s coming at him. And yet, he still wants to try to get as much as he can out of these guys. If he can pull $1,000 out of them, he's going to feel good about it because that's his bonus. Jesus Christ, that's fucking shameful. And then, yet again, stupid question, but I will continue to ask. Where the hell is Twitch at on this shit? Like, seriously. How is that not breaking TOS? Begging your fan base to give you money to pay a bill. Insane. Absolutely fucking insane.
He says, hey, Phil, glad to see Google realize their mistake and restored ads on your channel. You just have to give them time to respond because I'm sure they are swamped up to their necks with issues like this on a daily basis. No, YOLO Dopper, literally what happened was they just didn't care. And they sat for 2.5 weeks, and I had to threaten them, and then they fucking took action. Yeah!
I like how you're laughing too.
Well, it's funny.
Like, this should have been fixed 2.5 weeks ago. When I initially contacted them, okay, they responded with a form letter that claimed, oh, we don't see any issue with invalid click activity against your channel. Please respond with more information. So I did. I responded. I said, you flagged my channel for invalid click activity. You're the one at fault here, not me. I can't put ads on my videos because of you. What is going on?
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
They never responded. So then 2 days ago, I sent them another email and said, well, since you guys didn't respond in 2.5 weeks, and I'm now, losing tons of money, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have to go out there and expose you guys for basically ruining a business that was a 10-year successful business because you don't do your job. And when I did that, guess what? They reversed it. Literally, like instantaneously. It was within an hour of me sending that email that they fixed it. So they fucked up. It was their mistake, not mine. I didn't have invalid click activity against DsPgaming at all. None. It was never identified. That was their fault, their error. I had to threaten them for not doing their job for 2.5 weeks, and then they fixed the issue.
And you know what? Some people actually, at this point, don't believe me anymore.
It had nothing to do with, oh, we have high volume. It's just that they don't do their fucking job. They don't. It's probably, let's be real here. It's probably some outsourced people, right? It's probably some outsourced people who are sitting there and get these form letters all day from the website. This person's appealing. This person's appealing. This person's appealing. And, if they can't immediately resolve it with one click, they just throw it into a fucking unresolved pile of shit that never gets addressed again. And since I decided to come in there and say, do your goddamn job, someone said, oh shit, I could get in trouble if I don't fix this. And then they fixed it.
Burn in hell, Burnell. And now I'm going to burn in hell for the rest.
Obviously, I don't think it worked that way. But then again, if he was running a successful business for 10 years, right? 2.5 weeks shouldn't have hurt him. He shouldn't have been reduced to threatening somebody if he was supposedly running a successful business for a decade. If 10 years can be impeded on by only 2.5 weeks, then there's a problem on your end. And whatever it was that was the hang up, I couldn't tell you. It doesn't really even matter at this particular point. But at the end of the day, you're still going to have to wait, just like everybody else. And whether you wait a minute or 20 minutes, you're going to have to wait. And you threatening them, if it was that easy, Phil, why don't you threaten them to get you some better ads? Just saying. I'm not advocating him threatening anybody. But if that is the case, I mean, shit, why didn't you sit there and say anything about that? Or you did, and then that's when they hung up on you. Oh well. Can't win them all, I guess. Oh.
Of eternity, because of it, you can't change who you are, I guess. Hell is a place where it's very hot. There's, it's torturous conditions, fire, hail, brimstone. Your body is being ripped apart by demons who are shoving red-hot pokers up your rectum. Not a nice place. Okay? Help! Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Ziggy Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a fag.
Alright, guys. So, that's the end of that. Phil is still plagued by that to this day. But, like any good pig, he'll wallop through the mess and he'll make it work. He doesn't have much of a choice. If not, he's going to have to put some real effort in. And he doesn't seem to be willing to do that. So in any case, let's just let him continue to basically be him. And if his fan base comes to his, to save him, then let him. To be perfectly honest with you. I always looked at Phil as kind of like a bit of a lost cause because of the lack of effort. It's not that he's not capable of doing it. He's not willing to do it. He feels that he's above it, to be honest. And no man or no woman is above effort whatsoever. At least if he tried, it might go a long way with his fan base. But since he don't, that's why more people don't contribute to him, to be honest. That's why it only comes down to a few pig roaches instead of, or a few piglets, I should say, instead of the whole nest itself coming as a collective and trying to pull him out of a problem. But that's just my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Networking Productions. I am your host / anchor GTG, and I'm signing off. End the broadcast.